My dentist thought I was unconscious. He had no idea I saw everything he did to me. Dr. Evans had been nothing but warm and professional. He explained every step of the procedure, cracked jokes to ease my nerves, and waited until I was really ready to finally get my impacted wisdom tooth removed. Once I gave the go signal, he administered the general anesthesia. It was a weird feeling, like I was melting straight through the dental chair. But for some reason, my mind never went dark. I was still there, fully aware, fully awake, and it was terrifying. I tried to move my hand, my toes, but nothing worked. I even tried to blink, to signal that something was wrong, but I could barely lift my eyelids. Panic quickly set in. I watched Dr. Evans prepare the room for the surgery, but just before he started drilling into my teeth, he turned to his assistant and said, "I've got it from here. Go take your lunch." She thanked him, then left the room. The moment she was gone, my dentist's aura completely shifted. He stepped back with a dark expression and opened up one of the cabinets above the sink. He pulled out a black bag and dropped it on the floor in front of me. He slowly pulled out everything inside, and that's when I saw something that left me confused. Inside the bag was a long blonde wig, makeup kit. Dr. Evans grabbed the wig first and carefully placed it on my head. "There you go. Perfect," he mumbled. Then he grabbed the makeup brush and started applying it onto my face carefully. He stepped back and looked at me like he was admiring his work. Then his expression twisted ever more. He spat in my face and shouted, "You think you can just leave me, Jules? Run off with some young hot plumber and take the kids?" He paced around the room, his voice bitter. "For years you've been looking down at me, calling me weak. Well, I'm not weak. You're just a cruel, vile, manipulative woman." He stopped in front of me, his face inches from mine. Then he raised his arm and slapped me. My head jerked to the side, but I couldn't feel a thing under the anesthesia. Then he did it again, and again, and again. I couldn't feel the pain, but I felt everything else. The humiliation, the helplessness, the understanding that I was just a prop in whatever broken fantasy was playing out in his head. His chest heaved up and down angrily. "You know what, Jules? I have a gift for you." My heart raced. I tried desperately to move, to run, but my body was still paralyzed. Suddenly, I felt hands slide along my neck, then slowly squeeze. He was choking me. "Goodbye, Jules," he grinned. For a moment, I thought this was it. Then he let go, breathing hard, and stepped back. I understood something clearly in that moment. If he knew I was awake, I was dead. So I did the only thing I could do. I stayed perfectly still. He took a deep breath, then finally sat down in his seat and picked up the dental tools again. But he wasn't fixing my wisdom tooth anymore. From the reflection in the overhead light, I watched him deliberately damage two of my other teeth, cracking, drilling, then repairing them, creating problems so I'd have to come back. So he could do this again. When he finished, he wiped my face clean, removed the wig, brushed my hair back into place, hid the bag. Then he injected something into my IV and waited. I pretended to wake up slowly, groggy voice, confused blinking. I asked what time it was and mumbled something about my mouth feeling weird. He smiled that same warm smile from before. "You did great. You're now free to go." But before I did, I asked to use the bathroom. Once I was there, I locked the door, turned on the faucet, and called 911. I stood in the corner, whispering, asking them for help. They told me to stay calm and stay inside. Units were 3 minutes out, but Dr. Evans kept knocking on the door, worried that something had happened to me. "Sorry, just feeling a little nauseous," I yelled through the door. He knocked again. "Nauseous? Oh no, that's not good. We need to check your vitals. I'm unlocking the door, okay?" My eyes widened. I hung up my phone and opened the door before he could. I followed him back in the room nervously, saying anything to keep the mood between us light. But it was too late. He knew. He locked the door and pulled out a syringe from his coat. "You didn't see anything. You were asleep the whole time. Say it." I screamed for help just as he sprinted toward me. "Freeze!" 2 officers poured into the room, tackling him to the ground before the needle ever touched me. They found the bag in the cabinet, the wig, the makeup, a Polaroid camera with photos of 14 other women in that same blonde wig, unconscious in that same chair. Under interrogation, the full picture came out. His ex-wife, Jules, had left him for another man. Ever since, he'd been holding a deep grudge, punishing women who reminded him of her, and he never would have been caught if the anesthesia hadn't failed on me.